Miami's overcome a 15-point deficit. Duncan Robinson drives and finishes. Another tough shot.
One thing that we've learned about the Miami Heat in the NBA Finals is that they are only as good as their three-point shooting. After struggling for much of Game 1, the Miami Heat might have found some offensive sets that they can continue to use in order to generate wide-open threes. If you do enjoy this kind of content, leave a like and subscribe, and let's go ahead and dive into the film. This is Miami's first offensive trip down the floor. Just 29 seconds into the game, the emphasis was to get their shooters going. Max Strus really struggled in Game 1. He was 0 for 9 from downtown. The emphasis was to get him going. Gabe Vincent shot it well in Game 1. They wanted to keep him going. And Duncan Robinson, too. We'll get into his production later. But first play here, it's just a simple baseline out-of-bounds play. Going to set a double screen here for Max Strus. And what should be a simple switch from the Denver Nuggets was not that. Should have been a simple switch. Instead, KCP is trying to fight through. And then last second, we're going to see Michael Porter Jr. try and close that gap. But Strus was ready. And I know this one had to feel good and really set the tone for him to hit his first shot of the game and his first shot of the series. In this next set, this is just a simple pick and slip. Every NBA team, every high-level college team, high school teams run this stuff. It's just a simple action to get your shooter going on the move and see if they can get a quick miscommunication, which was working all game in the NBA Finals. This action was working all game in the NBA Finals. We're just going to see here, Strus is going to set a simple, act like he's sending the screen, then he's going to slip right to the corner. He's going to get a wide open shot. And this was working all game long for the Miami Heat. See here, that should be a switch. That should be a switch from Bron. Instead, the rookie gets caught up on Vincent. And that leads to just the wide open. I think that's actually Porter Jr., but that leads to a wide open shot from Strus. I mean, nobody even contesting him. He already hit his first shot. He's going to hit the second one too. And just to bring this back, once they get to this position right here where Strus is obviously going to at least look like he's attempting to set a screen, a call needs to be made from KCP, whether we're switching this or is he just going to stay on Strus, MPJ get through the screen if it is set. But instead, it seems like nothing is said. They kind of trap the ball screen. And Strus is wide open. And he's somebody, once he gets a rhythm going, he's going to have a big night like how he did in Game 2. And this is all in the first quarter. Same action, just a different spot on the floor, a different player with the ball in their hands, and some different guys in the action. This time it's going to be Aaron Gordon, and we're going to see Jamal Murray as the other guy in the action. Strus is just going to sprint around. And right here, something has to be said about Jamal Murray. Like, look, this is a clear switch. Even if it's not a real screen, it's just easier to switch because of how Strus is starting the game, how good of a shooter he is. It's just easier to switch. Instead, Jamal Murray just kind of gonna step up. Aaron Gordon does not get the memo, and now it's another like slight trap situation. Gordon's gonna realize Strus is wide open. He's popping to the corner. That's an easy shot for him, especially after he hit his first 2 ones in this game. Another open shot for him, and that's money. Denver was able to recover well in the first half, but Miami kind of went away from those pick and slip actions, the handoff actions, which they've had so much success with in the postseason. And it took them a while to kind of get back to it. And I just want to highlight this play real quick because it's not even something that Vincent gets a shot or Max Strus, who we've been focusing on. But it's a very similar action to what they've been running. So Strus is going to come back up. He's going to set another slip screen. And Kate Love's going to be there acting like he's setting the screen too. And he's going to end up not even setting it. He's just going to settle right here at the top of the key. And it ends up getting another wide open jump shot. As we see, Strus goes back around. He's going to clear out. Bam setting the flare screen. And nobody's really paying attention to Kevin Love, who he was super important in this game too, just the energy that he brought. And he's going to hit the open 3. Looks like a double screen. Strus is going to slip like he's been doing. Bam's going to come down, set a flare screen. Miami was really in their sets. They were running some really good action in this game. When in Game 1, it was just a lot of Bam kind of going one-on-one in the mid-post and hoping that shooters would knock down open shots, which they weren't. These plays were getting guys rhythm shots, on-time, on-target passes, guys like Strus catching it on the move. And it was just a lot better than kind of the stagnant offense that they were running in Game 1. Just a lot of, Bam isolation, Jimmy Butler isolation. This was really good offense. Something Miami does so well. They were killing the Celtics in the conference finals are these dribble handoff actions. And it really makes teams seem like they just cannot guard these handoff actions. And we're going to rewind it real quick. Bam's going to catch it at the top of the key as he's so dangerous as a passer on these handoff actions. Strus is just going to curl around, and it's going to force Jokic to make a decision. Because in this game, they have not been switching these, kind of slip screens / handoff actions. They haven't been switching them. The communication has been off. Then Jokic has to make a decision, and everybody knows he's not the greatest of pick and roll defenders. So he gets a little bit out of position, and we're going to see Strus hit Bam on an on-target, on-time pass. It's going to lead to a layup in the paint, and that was just a great decision there by Strus. And we can run that back because it's really poetic basketball, to be honest. Like, this is Miami Heat basketball. Off the curl action, then he has the choice. Strus is good enough to stop and pop if he wanted to for three. He could shoot the dribble pull-up, but instead he sees Bam is going downhill. Jokic is on his heels. He's backpedaling. This is going to be an easy layup, and the rotation is not there. You don't have Aaron Gordon on that backside to get there. It's either going to be Michael Porter Jr. or Jamal Murray, and you're going to live with Bam diving to the rim. And even though it was a tough finish, Bam is able to do it. Aaron Gordon had to recover. And if Bam wanted to dump it off there to Jimmy Butler, he could have there, and it would have been another easy layup too. Now we get to the fourth quarter. Miami, they really battled. They were down 8 going into the quarter. And a lot of this is just Duncan Robinson staying ready, the improvements in his game, and just him making big time play after big time play for this team in crunch time when they need it most. He's done it in multiple games in this postseason run. For somebody that was, in and out of the rotation over the last couple of seasons, he has truly stayed ready better than I've seen a lot of guys be able to do over the years. So we see here, Vince is going to drive. It's just an easy rotation action. And Duncan Robinson this is confidence. Hadn't made a shot all game. This is confidence, and you got to respect the shooter, get the defender off their feet, and Duncan doesn't miss a lot of open jump shots. Especially in this postseason run, he's been magnificent. And this is just showing that Miami was really in their bag offensively. It wasn't a lot of stagnant one-on-one offense. They were running their sets to perfection, especially in the fourth quarter. We're going to get a screen here from Bam on Christian Brown. Gabe Vincent is going to try and turn the corner. It's not there. Murray's going to get sucked in just a little bit because of the Bam roll. And then Duncan Robinson's going to have the catch on the short corner. Let's go ahead and run it through. You see Jamal Murray got sucked in because of that Bam roll. Just enough, just out of position enough to where when Duncan catches it, he's going. When Duncan catches it, he's going. And this is the improvement in his game, because before last season in the bubble, if it wasn't a shot there, he's probably just dumping it off the Bam. He's like, no, I can get by Jamal Murray. And I can finish. Like, I'm going to put myself in a position to finish. And a great job by Bam here, posting up, but also sealing the help side defender. It's going to force Jamal Murray into a tough situation. He ends up fouling Duncan Robinson, finishes on the and one. That's just picture-perfect basketball right there. Now we're going to get another handoff action. It's going to be Duncan because he's going. He's hot. And one thing about Miami, what they will do, they will continue to feed the hot hand. We saw it with Caleb Martin. We've seen it with Gabe Vincent, Max Strus. We've seen it with Duncan at times in the playoffs too. They will ride the hot hand no matter the situation, even though they're down 5 in the fourth quarter. The ball's going to Duncan Robinson. But Denver does a great job communicating. Jeff Green, he's a vet. He's going to step out here on Duncan. And it's no more of these getting confused on handoff situations. Jeff Green is on top of it. But Duncan is confident, and he's going to pull up right over Jeff Green, just a little bit too much space. These are just big-time plays from Duncan Robinson. It's not really nothing about excellent offensive sets. It's just Duncan Robinson being confident. But now we're going to get back into this little triangle offense action, running these screens, man, running these screens. Duncan Robinson's going to come off, curl in. And we're going to see again, this is just a miscommunication. Bruce Brown, this right here, you have a guard in Gabe Vincent setting the screen. Bruce Brown's more than a capable defender. Christian Braun, this should be an automatic switch. As soon as the screen's set, it should be a switch. Bruce Brown should be stepping up right here. I got Duncan Robinson. No need for you to fight through that screen because we can switch. You know, this is not like, it's not like Jimmy Butler's coming off the screen. It's not like Bam's setting the screen. This should be a switch 100% of the time. Instead, it's not. And then you got Brown chasing, and then you got Bruce Brown out of position, not in help at all. If you're gonna force your guy to get through the screen, you got to provide some sort of help. And instead, it is Duncan Robinson straight to the cup for an easy layup. Not an easy layup, but a finish nonetheless. And he's flexing, he's confident. And this should be an automatic switch. Like, this is not even as difficult as Denver made it look like to defend, because this should be an automatic switch right here. And a lot of those plays that I showed in the first half where Max Strus was getting open threes, those should have been automatic switches. And we're seeing these. Strus hit a couple threes off of them. Duncan got a couple layups off of these, what should have been automatic switches. That's like 10 points in a game that ended up being a 3-point game. Like, just right there. Those are just easy pick'ems right there. And this play is actually from the possession before. I got it confused while clipping this video together. But it is just an example of, if it's not broke, don't even try and fix it. Like, just continue to run the same plays. And this is what great coaches do. If they see one action is going, they will continue to run that action until you can stop it. Until you can consistently show that you can stop it. Gabe Vincent is going to set the down screen right here. Duncan's going to curl. And instead of a switch happening, which, as we talked, if it's a guard-to-guard screen, it should be an automatic switch, especially if it's Gabe Vincent and Duncan Robinson. It's not like Jimmy Butler setting the screen. It should be an automatic switch. Denver decides not to switch, and instead, two guys are going to follow Duncan Robinson off of this curl action, and it's going to leave Gabe Vincent pop to the corner, short corner wide open. It's just excellent offense from Miami, but really poor defense from Denver. And I'm wondering if Miami might have found something that they can continue to attack, which they didn't do much of in game one. And this team is only as good as their shooters are. Of course, Jimmy can always go nuclear, but if you're running action with Jimmy Butler's not even on the floor, this side of the floor is chilling. Like, they're not doing much. You let Bam dictate the offense, which he's had such a great offensive series so far in the first two games, and you're getting action out of two undrafted guys, one coming off the bench, one guy who in Duncan Robinson has gone through so much adversity as far as getting a big contract, not being a part of the rotation, getting his minutes taken by Max Strus, to where now he's making big plays in the NBA Finals, and he's really the cause of this confusion in a close game, to letting Gabe Vincent, who shot really well in the postseason, really well in the finals, a completely wide open three. That's excellent offense, and I'm wondering if Miami might have found something. Denver definitely has to tighten up on these actions. Just learn to switch them. Just simplify it a little more for yourselves.